Hi guys, I'm going to talk to you today about the Kickstarter scheme. Um, so this is a really great scheme that the government introduced, almost a year ago, back in July last year, in the depth of the coronavirus pandemic, to help get young people back into work. And we've just gone through this ourselves, and last week we actually took on Aziz, who's our newest team member, through the Kickstarter scheme, and it's worked really well for us. So I wanted just to go through and just to talk to some of you guys about what it is and how you might be able to benefit from it. Because even the smallest companies can benefit from this as well. So it's there to get young people, 16 to 24, back into work. And the way it works is the government will fund via grants you to employ a 16 to 24-year-old up to 25 hours a week at the national minimum wage. So that's the amount of grant you'll get back. You can employ them for more hours a week and you can pay them more, but obviously you only get back via the grant 25 hours and at national minimum wage. So it's up to you what you want to do. You can't do less than 25 hours. And it's for a 6-month placement with you as well. So at the end of that 6 months, it's up to you what you do. You could offer them a job, which is what most employers would do, I would imagine. Or the whole point of the scheme is that you have to commit to upskilling the employee to help them have a better prospect of getting a job once they finish the 6 months with you. So helping them get skills, experience, helping them with training around interviews and writing CVs and stuff like that as well is really, really important. As well as the grant money for the ongoing wages, you also get a one-off £1,500 grant that's going to help you with their setup costs. So buying them a laptop, computer, phone, whatever that equipment is that needs to be done. And there's no limit to the number of jobs that you can apply for through the grant. So when you apply for the initial grant, you have to specify how many jobs are going via the scheme. It could be multiple of the same role, or you might have 2 or 3 different roles, each with one applicant available. So it's up to you, really. It's relevant depending on the size of your business, most importantly. So if you're a small business, there's only 2 of you in it, the government are not going to accept your grant for taking on 6 Kickstarters because they'll think you won't be able to support them. So it needs to be within the realms of what you can support, and like I said, give that support, most importantly, to the Kickstarter that's working with you so that they can go on and get a job afterwards if it's not with you. There are a few conditions, obviously. So it has to be a newly created job. So you can't be letting people go or having people on furlough and then replacing them with a Kickstarter. So it has to be a new job that you wouldn't otherwise be able to offer if it wasn't for the Kickstarter scheme. And like I said, really important that you stress how you're going to help develop them, because that's the whole point of the scheme. If you don't do that in your application, then you might get the application rejected. So it runs up until, the start date with you can run up until the end of December. So as long as they start with you before the end of December, then that's fine. And you can claim the grants for the 6 months. So in theory, you can claim the grants up to the end of June next year. Applying was really easy. So we applied directly on the Gov website. Just Google Gov Kickstarter scheme and you'll see the application process. It's really, really simple. So don't be put off from doing it. We applied directly as an employer. And like I said, that was nice and easy. The alternative is you can apply via a gateway. So a gateway is an organization that's already got approval, and they'll allow multiple companies to apply via them. And depending on the gateway, they might do different things, but essentially they're there to help you find someone and to help you get them up and running and maybe provide some training. But watch out, because some of the gateways I've seen, in exchange for doing that, they'll claim the grant and then pay the grant onto you. And some of them will keep back some of the grant. So the £1,500, for example, I've seen some gateways who take that as sort of payment for doing it. And it's not always that clear. So not all gateways do that. Some I've seen some that don't take any grant money for it, and they're doing it to be helpful. So yeah, but it's not that hard to apply directly. So I would really consider applying directly. Once you apply for the scheme and you get accepted, hopefully, either directly or via a gateway. And then what happens is it's all run through your local job centre. So you as an employer can't go and advertise for this role and get applicants to come in directly to you. it's only applicable to the 16 to 24-year-olds. They're on universal credit. They're already known and working with a job coach at the job centre. And it will be those job coaches who will put forward candidates through the job centre to you to interview. And then obviously you can interview and make the decisions in the normal way, but they have to be on universal credits and have to already be going through the job centre role. So in terms of what they do for you, well, that's up to you. You put that on the application. Aziz, who started with us, he's doing some admin-based work and just generally helping out around the office, some client stuff, etc. But I've seen people getting help with bookkeeping. I've seen help, marketing. Obviously, these are young adults, so and some of them won't have tons of experience. That's the whole point of this scheme. So you do have to be reasonable with your expectations about their experience levels that are going to come in here. But I do really think this is a great opportunity for small employers, particularly, to benefit from getting extra help into their business where they couldn't otherwise afford it. And on the flip side, it's really great for the applicants as well, the young adults who are out of work and desperate to get back into work and finding ways to do that. So yeah, Kickstarter scheme. Go Google it. Search for Gov Kickstarter scheme. Watch out what page you land on. If it's a gov.uk page, you know that's all official. There's lots of gateways out there promoting their services, like I said, that will take some of the grant money or make charges towards it. So just be careful about where you're applying, but definitely something that every business should be looking at, in my opinion.